Namaste. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 key beliefs about writing instruction, or the 5 key assumptions about writing instruction. My name is Dibakar Upadhyay Aryal, and I am a lecturer at the Central Department of English, Tribhuvan University, Kirtipur, Kathmandu. Let's move ahead. Okay, so as I said earlier, the agenda in this short presentation will be the assumptions that should guide everything we do in the class and outside class as writing instructors. Almost everything we do for the purpose of enabling our students write should be guided by these 5 key principles or key assumptions. So what are they? So every time you prepare for your writing lesson or you plan for your writing class, your lesson plan or your activities should be guided or determined by these 5 key assumptions on writing instruction. The first key assumption on writing instruction is that, I'm sorry, I have to keep moving this box where I appear. The first instruction assumption is that writing is a recursive process. It's not something linear where you give instruction to your students, okay, write this thing, and they write and done. No. What does recursive mean? Recursive means a piece of writing travels back and forth multiple times between 2 points. What are these 2 points? At one end is the writer, the student writer who drafts the piece of writing. At the other point is the instructor. So when you assign a piece of writing in your classroom, the student writes. Then ask your student himself or herself to revise. First revision. Then ask your student to seek help from his peers in the class, classmates, to revise it second time. Peer review. Once the piece of writing is revised at least 2 times, once by the student himself or herself, and again by the friend in the class, a classmate, then the student may submit that revised draft to the teacher. Now, the writing instructor, meticulously examines the piece of writing based on writing rubrics. A writing rubric is a clear instruction regarding what is expected from the student when he or she is producing a piece of writing. As a teacher, you should clearly, in a concise way, objectively tell the student what he should do while writing and what he should not do. And you will use those criteria to evaluate his performance as a writer. So now you as a teacher examine and give your feedback, give your remarks, pass your comments on the student's performance. You tell him clearly what good things he has done. You can begin by appreciating the work and then very carefully, without offending the student or without discouraging the student, write where he needs to work again. Thus, a piece of writing moves back and forth between the student at one end and the teacher at the other end multiple times. If a student's writing is not revised, the student is not taught any writing. If, as a teacher, you do not revise your student's writing, if you do not give him feedback, you are not teaching writing. Let's move ahead. The second assumption. As you can see in my slide, there are three key terms I've highlighted, or let's say four: students, strategies, invention, discovery. I don't need to tell you what a student means. As teachers, we all know. Strategies. Please understand that the fundamental difference between a class over writing and a class in other subjects is that in other disciplines, the teacher might be transferring his ideas to the student. The teacher comes in the class with a content, and the teacher delivers that content, and the student is supposed to receive the ideas. This is not so in writing class. In writing class, students produce content. They produce ideas. They create knowledge. They create ideas. To do so, as a writing instructor, you should have a good resource, good knowledge of tricks, tips, methods, approaches, strategies, whatever you call. Strategies are short ways of doing something. So you should know as a teacher, for example, brainstorming strategies. What may be the ways that we can make our students generate ideas to write? So in writing class, a writing instructor should be ready with workable strategies, techniques that you can apply in the class, techniques that students can implement practically and create ideas. Second keyword here is invention. There are lots of books on writing, very good. For example, I remember one by John Lynn named Rhetoric and Composition, where he beautifully discusses the idea of invention. Invention is creating ideas, understanding the assignment, understanding the audience, situation, everything. Invention is knowing the rhetorical situation. And discovery. Discovery is finding out what the student writer was thinking, but didn't know that he was thinking. You know, when you hold the pen and start writing, you start discovering ideas in your mind about which you were not aware before you started writing on the page. So 4 words again. Students means in a writing class, students should be at the center, not the teacher. What does it mean? It means keep teacher talk to a minimum level. Make it optimum. You decide how much teacher talk is enough to produce writing. Do not lecture. Do not speak a lot. Give enough time to your students to write. If real writing does not take place in a writing class, it's not a writing class. A class where students do not produce anything at the end of the class is not a writing class. It's a curse on the name of writing class. Students at the center, not the teacher. Strategies. Come to class with the techniques, methods, tricks, strategies, implementable action plan that students can do to generate ideas, make them invent, and make them discover. If you keep in mind these four things, and if these four things guide your class, I'm pretty sure your writing instruction will be more effective. Audience. Normally, in a formal writing class in a school or college or university, the audience may be the teacher who assigns the task. Your students will be writing for you. But many times, the teacher is not the audience. Students might be writing a persuasive essay to the mayor of Kathmandu metropolis, asking for street lights, for example. There, the mayor is the audience. So who is going to read the writing? Primarily, that is the audience. Even the student himself is the audience because he will revise. His friends may be audience. The teacher may be audience in academic writing. In real writing, a bank manager may be audience if you're writing a job application. So let the student know for whom he or she is writing, because audience determines writing style. If your audience is a 7-year-old child, you will adopt one style. If your audience is a university professor, you will adopt another style. Second is purpose. Why are you writing? Was this because of an assignment? Is it assigned to you? You're forced, you're bound to do it, obligatory? When you talk about purpose, it also means why are you writing? Let me, for example, are you writing to describe something? Are you writing to tell a story? Are you writing to furnish examples about something? Are you writing to define something? Are you writing to inform? Are you writing to explain? Are you writing to compare and contrast? Are you writing to tell the cause and effect? Are you writing to persuade? Are you writing to argue a case? Please understand that no piece of writing can have 100% one mode of writing, one pattern of writing. It will mix, but one of them will be dominant. Purpose also might mean what is the message that you're trying to carry? Are you trying to convince about something, someone about something? Are you trying to persuade someone? Are you trying to sway the opinion of the people? No, occasion. Normally, in the academy, the occasion for a piece of writing is assignment. There is a college studies, there is a course, there is a writing class, there is a teacher, and the teacher assigns you a task as part of internal evaluation. You're learning something. He might require you to produce a piece of paper, term paper, research paper, thesis, dissertation. So when you talk about occasion, talk about rhetorical situation. I won't talk much about here, but I'm briefly telling you who is your reader, where are you writing, when are you writing, who will read it, what is the situation, what are the limitations in the piece of in the assignment, what instruction has your teacher given, what is the time you're writing in. So audience, purpose, occasion, they define all types of writing, right? Then effective writing fulfills the writer's intention and meets the audience's needs. See the balance. What do you want to say? as a writer? What's your intention? What's your message? And what does your audience needs? A balance between the two. It's a difficult task. It's a challenging task. But tell your students that they should not only care about what they want to say, they should also care about what their audience wants to read or listen to. Two things. Then, last, all teachers can use writing to improve content learning. Janet Emick in one essay says that writing is a very effective way of enhancing learning. If you want to understand something better, just write about it. You watched my video. When you finish, take a pen and write what you watched, and you will see that you remember better. Because when you write, you understand. Writing is a very effective way of learning in all subjects. If you're teaching science, make your students write about the experiment. You're teaching geography, make them write about it. Whatever subject you're teaching, if your students do a lot of writing, be sure they'll be doing a lot of learning, because writing enhances learning. So if you watched my video, in the comment box, you can give a response, you can put a questions, or you can ask me to prepare such videos on any topic related to writing. I'll make one for you. I'm doing this initiative because I believe that learning should be free. Learning should be accessible to everybody, anybody. I'm a university teacher. I don't have any occasion or any way to meet other teachers of writing in the country. So I thought if I share this platform, social media, maybe my video will reach some writing teachers somewhere, sometime. So please, if my video reached a writing teacher, let me know in the comment box. Feel free to evaluate my presentation, to offer me suggestions, or to make any constructive comments. Thank you.